Hey guys, how's it going? So we're going to be going over a lot of stuff today, so don't mind me if I'm skipping between strategy and between talking about other stuff. Hopefully you guys will be able to follow it pretty easily. I'm going to try and go over this strategy pretty well or in depth, because I think a lot of people are probably going to have a little bit of trouble with this. Now, first of all, I wanted to say that this is not the best strategy in the entire world. This is just... It's not a complete walkthrough. If you lose, it's not my fault, because it does say it is completely possible with this video. I do different things, put things on strong, put things on last, put things on whatever. So if you lose, it's not my fault. It's your fault that you can't beat it. But I realize this is a really hard map, so I'm going to do my best to try and help you guys through the process, but I can't make it happen for you. Anyways, let's actually get started here. What I did was I started off with 3 dart monkeys right in the middle there. You might have to do a little bit of placement action, I guess you might want to say, to actually fit those 3 in there. Put the one on the bottom first, and then you'll fit the other 2 a little bit easier. And then what you want to do is get a boomerang. And this boomerang is going to be pretty important. I found going ninjas and going tack shooters and going snipers really didn't work. I actually had to try quite a bit. So if you guys want to like this for me, because I actually had to try so freaking hard to actually make you guys a reasonable guide that actually works pretty well, I definitely appreciate that. The more likes we get, the more I'm going to want to make videos, and the more you guys will be happy. The next thing that you're probably going to have to do is get that cannon there. Now, this cannon is pretty freaking important. I tested out quite a few things, and realistically, there was almost nothing that worked as good as the cannon here. You might want to switch off a little bit back and forth with your dart monkeys between strong and first. This will help out a little bit, but obviously it's going to be a little bit tough to do. So if you're having a lot of problems, you might want to do a lot more micro than what I'm doing right here. If you notice, most of my guys are on first, but once the blacks start coming, you're probably going to want to put more guys on strong. Now, I also realize I use quite a few road spikes on this strategy. I really don't see any way around it, and the reason why I'm going to say that is because, guess what? This looks a lot like Plutonium Lab, but not only does it look like Plutonium Lab, it looks like Plutonium Lab with an extra frickin' path. You know what that means? Freaking ridiculous. I don't know how they thought this was an advanced map. I definitely think it's an expert map. Don't know what you guys think. I also think that they gave you less space in the middle to place towers. But I think it was a really hard map. Definitely hard to hard no lives lost it. I don't think it's as hard as Plutonium Lab. I don't know why I don't think it's as hard as Plutonium Lab. I think maybe the paths are just a little bit longer, and that's probably the main difference here, as well as being able to save and you don't have to pay $50 freaking to pay it every single time. So that's pretty nice. That's why I think it's a little bit easier. But overall, the map is actually pretty difficult. I would place it as an expert map, but that's just my personal opinion. And that being said, that you can save, make sure you do save, especially if you're trying out my strategy here. Don't just assume that it's going to completely work for you guys. If you notice, I use some road spikes here. If you mess up and you don't know the hotkey for road spikes, which you should by now if you're a pretty good player and you're trying to actually beat this map, which it is Z, make sure you keep road spikes always at hand, because you're going to need it, especially in these levels right around 20 to 30. This is the time when you're trying to get some economy going, and all you have is a cannon to get most of the popping down, and the road spikes are just your extra defense that you really can't afford a bunch of extra towers besides that. So let me just talk about the difficulty just a little bit more right after I tell you what we're actually building. So just so you guys know, we have 3 dart monkeys in the middle right now. We have 1 3-2 cannon and 1 boomerang that is just 0-0 at the moment. Eventually, pretty soon here, we're actually going to upgrade our boomerang, but before that we got to get this 1-0 farm, and that's important for our economy, guys. Don't just blow it off and say screw it, whatever. One thing you might want to do here is actually use road spikes more on black balloons when your boomerang's on the opposite side of your cannon and black balloons are coming in, because your cannon obviously can't pop those black balloons. So you might be better off just putting some road spikes actually right in the beginning there on some of those blacks. I realize, yes, you're using quite a bit of road spikes. Please don't get mad at me. I really cannot find a way to not use a lot of road spikes on this map just yet. So what we're doing here is we're saving up for our 3-2 boomerang. We're going to get a 0-3 boomerang first before our 2-0, because I feel like that's probably going to help out quite a bit. So level 31, again, we got some difficult stuff here, guys. 31, you got to watch out for those regens and all those zebras. You know, I used, what, like 15 sets of road spikes in just that level. So yeah, we're getting pretty tough here. Now you're going to notice right here, I'm going to do something a little bit weird. What I'm actually going to do is sell one of my dart monkeys there and actually just build a better boomerang. So I got a 1-3 boomerang right now. And that guy's going to help out quite a bit for most of your popping power, and mostly popping the black so your cannon can actually do its work. So that's realistically what that boomerang's for. The boomerang is not even that much popping power, to be honest. Now I realize, yeah, again, this isn't perfect, okay, guys? I don't even have any camo detection whatsoever. If you can figure out a way to do some camo detection, post a video response on here. That'd be freaking sweet. If you guys can make a better guide than me, why not? Obviously, I can probably make a better guide within time, but right now I think everybody probably wants to see something right away if they can't beat it, and most people want to beat it as fast as possible, and I totally understand that, and that's why I try and get these up as fast as possible for you guys. So we're actually doing pretty good with this 2-3 boomerang. It depends which way the balloons actually come. You might want to watch out for your targeting on your 2-3 boomerang. Switch a little bit between first, strong, and last, depending on where the balloons are coming from. Sometimes you want to put them on strong, sometimes you want to put them on first. You want to pop those black balloons so you really don't have to worry too much about those guys. Now when they come from the bottom there, and then they go back to the bottom, this is probably the hardest time. This is when I was using a lot of random road spikes in weird spots. And I actually ended up getting that dart monkey right there, which I felt like for level 37 was actually pretty important. I realize I used a lot of road spikes here, guys. Please don't get mad at me for that. Level 37 is probably, usually it's not that hard, but level 37 was actually the hardest level, I think, with this entire strategy. And what we're doing is actually, we have quite a bit of money, if you haven't noticed. We actually have $5,000 freaking dollars. What are we going to save up for? I think you guys know. I think you guys have figured this out already. An Arctic wind. Yep, we just got an Arctic wind, and that's how you're going to beat the ceramics. I don't really see another easy way to get rid of the ceramics, so just stick with that for now. I think it's pretty good. Now, I don't really know the best spot for the monkey village, but this seemed like it was a really decent spot, I guess you could say. And also you're going to notice my bionic boomer on that level was on strong. So yeah, remember, change up your targeting depending on how it's going to be. And if you guys are having trouble, make sure you keep saving, and you can just go back and just replay it until you figure out the good targeting. Because I do change my targeting quite a bit here, so I realize that it might be a little bit hard to follow. I don't even remember my targeting exactly. I'm obviously commentating this after I'm playing the game. So I don't remember all my targeting, but I can pretty much guess what I'm doing. I'm putting it on strong here, and I put it last when they come from the top usually. And most of the time I just leave it on strong or first. And you're going to notice, what comes in the next level? It is Moab. So you got to be careful here, guys, obviously. Your ice tower is going to be pretty good, but what you're going to want to do is make sure you pop the Moab in time. If you pop the Moab in time for your ice tower to do some damage, realistically, all you got to do is probably use like 6-7 sets of road spikes, and your super monkey will do enough damage to that Moab so it pops for the ice. And then what you want to do is, normally I'd go more farms right around now, but I really can just not afford it. So what you're going to have to do, I assume what you're going to have to do is go with a plasma monkey pretty much as fast as possible. Level 49 really isn't as difficult as usual because you got that Arctic wind. Normally you do not have an Arctic wind by now. I also put him on strong for a little while here, and until I get my Plasma Robo, I think I keep him on strong. You might want to use a set of road spikes here and there, even on the Plasma Monkey Moabs, because you're probably not going to survive. I don't really know. You can probably try and not use road spikes, but I mean, use one set and you'll be safe, okay, guys? I just recommend using that one set. Just so you know, we're speeded up 3 times now. So the first part of the video, if you haven't noticed, was sped up 2 times. This is sped up 3 times, and eventually we're going to get up to speeded up 4 times, or sped up. Speeded up, I don't think that's a word. And what you're going to notice here is I got a Robo Plasma. I'm still getting a couple farms here. I don't really know if I should go more farms or more towers, so just be a little bit careful here. You kind of need to mix it up just a little bit. And leave your Roboplasma on first. Do not leave him on strong. If you leave him on strong, you will probably lose. I assume. I'm not 100% sure, but I just assume. And one thing that I liked about this map is that it was actually pretty hard and difficult, and it was actually unique and looks good. So that was pretty cool that I actually like these tiles in the background. You got the orange, it actually looks cool, the eye in the middle. I think this might be fan-made, I think. I remember seeing this a long time ago somewhere in the forums where somebody put something like this up, and it's pretty cool. I don't think it's exactly the same. Maybe it was just called the eye and somebody made it up just a little bit different. But I think it looks really cool. Now the one downside to this map is, like I said, it's really hard, and also it has a similar look to Plutonium Lab. And one other thing is I don't understand the blue of the eye. Why can you not put towers there, and why can you not put boats there? That's kind of unfair if you ask me. I think you should be able to at least put boats there if it's water, and if it's not water, be able to put towers there. I don't really know why there's a zone of nothing. Doesn't really make sense to me. So what you're going to notice here is level 60 through 65, really not too hard. Just make sure you get your 4-2 cannon up for level 63, and probably at least 1-0-3 Robo Monkey with another Plasma Robo Monkey. So you got 2 Robo Monkeys, one of them Plasma, one of them not Plasma, at least for level 60, as you can probably notice from the video, but just some people can't really tell. So if you guys are having problems with this, I'm sorry. I can try and run you through it a little bit better. I'll probably make a better guide in a little bit, but as of now, this is really all I can do. I still want to make some Bloons Tower Defense Battles videos for you guys, and I still got a lot on my plate. I'm actually going home, and I'm going to start working quite a bit, so I cannot make a bajillion videos. So now we're officially sped up 4 times, and, or no, we're not, I'm sorry. We're still sped up 3 times. We're going to speed it up 4 times in just a little bit. And that's just mainly for the Moabs, because I don't really think you guys need to watch a video that slow, I guess, when the Moabs come, because there's really not that much changing. So now what you're going to notice is I'm pretty much owning all the balloons. It's not that big of a deal. My Super Monkeys pretty much explode those Moabs pretty easily, so we're not really worried. And I got another Robo Monkey, and that's basically just for the Moab popping power. And what you're going to realize is we don't really have that much Moab popping power. 2 Robo Plasmas, but I know those are pretty good versus Moabs, but overall, I mean, we really don't have that good of a defense. I feel like we could get overwhelmed pretty easily here, so we gotta be careful, okay guys? If you have something on the wrong targeting, balloons could escape, so remember to keep saving, even if it seems like you have a fantastically amazing defense. Balloons can almost always get through. They find a way. It's like life. If you've ever seen Jurassic Park, when they say, oh, I know this is kind of a side note, but Jurassic Park, oh, all the dinosaurs here are female. And then the doctor says, they find a way. So, yeah, they can somehow magically find ways to get through. If you notice, there was just a yellow balloon that somehow got through, and this is a tough level, guys. So be careful on this level. If you notice, I'm making a crazy defense here. I sold one of my banana farms. This is the hard level. Camo Ceramic Rush. Camo Ceramic Rush, you just saw it. I barely beat it, but I needed 3-0 boomerangs to beat it, so you might want to make sure you build those. I also got a cannon in the top there. You might need to use a couple sets of road spikes, so just be careful with that. Now, it's not really smooth sailing here, but I think once you beat 78, it's really not too bad. Just build some Moab Maulers. That's all you really need to do. I built a couple cannons here and there. I think I built one or two 3-0 cannons, as well as a bunch of Moab Maulers. And what you're going to want to do is build most of your Moab Maulers. Kind of just spread out, because obviously they can come from 4 different ways. Make sure you put them on strong, not first. Obviously you want to pop those BFBs and Moabs as fast as possible. And then you probably want to put most of your Moab Maulers actually on the bottom there. And that's because the last round is the Zone My God, and it comes from the bottom and goes back to the bottom again. So be careful with those, as always. And then level 84 is, of course, one of the most difficult BFB levels, but it's actually not that bad with these Moab Maulers. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are freaking awesome. If you need anything done, let me know. And subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you want, because I always appreciate what you guys do. Have a fantastic day.